Hi, I'm Jess. I'm here with my second Building in Public video. If you haven't watched the first one, then why not? Don't worry if you haven't, I can share the link with you in the comments below, or you can find it on YouTube. The reason I'm sharing a video with you all today is because I wanted to take a little bit of a dive into the positioning work that we've already done and just share with you a couple of the things that we're working on this month. So, as I mentioned, there's so many things going on in terms of MEDDICC and everything that we're doing over the next quarter. But one of the things we've been really focusing on is our positioning. And what I mean by that is our value proposition, essentially. So, what is it that we actually offer to the customer? What value do we bring? What problem do we solve? How do we do that? And then what's the proof and why does it matter to the customer? Now, you might think that they're super basic questions to ask. And trust me, before I started this process, I was thinking, that's obvious. I know what we offer. I know why I've joined MEDDICC. I know what we do. But actually, having had the opportunity to work with Wolves Not Sheep to go through this work, you quickly realize that it's actually not that simple. And if it was that simple, we wouldn't need to work with an agency to do it. And we wouldn't have had such a hard time getting to an end result. The reason it has been difficult is because you think you know the answer to the question. So you think you know what value you offer to the customer. But what you actually need to do is zoom out from that a lot more and go right to the beginning. So, what is the problem the customer is actually having? So, rather than looking at the business in terms of the solution that we're providing, what's the initial problem that the customer is actually having? And once you can answer that question, you can then look at what your business does, how your business does it in comparison to the competition, what obstacles and tools you have, what obstacles a customer may have, and what tools do you have to mitigate against those obstacles. So once you've started to really zoom out from your company perspective, you can answer those questions. I wouldn't say quickly, but with an open mind. One of the things that I found really beneficial going through this process was the fact that we kept our circle quite small. So we only had 4 employees, including myself, work with the agency on our positioning. And I think this really helped us to, make decisions not fast, but I think the more opinions that you have, you can lose track of what you're actually trying to get to. And by all means, if you're going through this work yourself, I think it's great that you can have a wider team where you can share information to sense check, reaffirm everything that you're working on, and gather that extra opinion if needed. But I think for the actual work and the output that you're creating, it's much better to have a smaller circle working on that. So that's definitely a thing that I've noticed. I'd say the second thing that I've noticed going through the positioning work is that it's not easy. What I thought was going to be, basic questions and a basic process, it should be really simple as a marketeer, especially to be able to easily talk about what the value is that we offer. It wasn't an easy process. And in some parts, it was actually quite uncomfortable because we all want the best for MEDDICC, but we all approach MEDDICC in different ways. So I think the fact that it has been an uncomfortable process at times, the fact that we haven't agreed, the fact that we've now got to an endpoint that we can all agree on means more, because it means that all of our values are aligned to the same vision and to the same value. I think what I will say, what I've learned from my perspective in terms of this process, is that I can be quite defensive over my own work. And I'm sure Wolves Not Sheep will agree, and some of the team as well, that there was a time where, I'd taken time out to write the full story narrative, which is essentially like the end goal of positioning. It basically sums up everything you've just done over the past couple of months in one page of A4, 5 paragraphs, your value, the customer's problem, what it is you're actually doing, and the proof of that value. Now, I'd summed this up and I thought, when I read it back, I was like, this is the most amazing piece of work I've ever written. And it wasn't until everybody else looked at it and we got the feedback that actually it might have been a good piece of work, or it might have been a good piece of copy, but it actually didn't mirror, the things that we were saying. And it was also, full of lots of marketing lingo and copy and unnecessary words. So for me, what I realized is that I actually need to take a step back and not have such a marketing control on this, because this isn't a marketing piece of work. This isn't our tone of voice. This isn't our messaging playbook. This is our positioning to take forward, to become our new brand, to become our new messaging playbook, to become our tone of voice. So my time as a marketeer will come from that. But what we need right now is a stripped back version of our values and all of the answers to those questions that we've just gone through over the past couple of months. So that's the update in terms of the positioning that we've been working on over the past couple of months. And we have actually been sharing our full story narrative, which is that one-page H4 document that I was talking about, with a few of our MEDDICC champions. And I just want to say a huge thank you to those people who have read the full story so far. You know, we've actually shared this document with people external to our business, because ultimately they are our customers. They had the problem initially, they reached out to us as a solution. So it's important that we make sure that their process is understood in our full story as well. So how did they find us? Why did they find us? What value do we actually offer to them, and do we deliver on that value? And I think it's been really important getting their feedback as well. So I definitely recommend that as part of the process, the customer research as well. But yes, thank you to all of those people who have helped us so far and continue to show their support to MEDDICC. It doesn't go unnoticed, and we really, really do value it. Ultimately, we just want to build a business that everybody loves, and everybody can appreciate the stuff that we're putting out. So thank you. And I'll be back in a couple of weeks with the next video talking more about positioning, but then the process of finding a brand agency. Stay tuned, and thank you.